Hello guys, today I'm going to walk you through the entire model generation process from scratch. We're not going to use ComfyUI or other overly complicated setups, and absolutely no gatekeeping. I'll show everything, the tools, the settings, the decisions and the mistakes along the way. For me, ComfyUI is not relevant anymore for the regular Instagram pictures. Instead, we will be using three main tools, all available on wavespeed.ai. I will put a link into the description. For creating the base model, in this episode we will use Z-Image Turbo, Seedream V4.5 Edit and Nano Banana Pro Edit. So for this video, this is gonna be the roadmap we are gonna use to generate our own model from scratch. We will start with a niche, a name, an age, a location and a hobby. This is very important to write down, especially later on in your journey when you're gonna give the chatting out of your hands and you're gonna hire some chatters. They have to know these things because otherwise they're gonna fuck up the conversations. After that, we will discuss creating a model based on your niche and your hobbies, of course. We will do this with Z-Image Turbo. After we created our first image with Z-Image Turbo and we have like the reference for how we want the girl to look, we are gonna use Seedream V4.5 and Nano Banana Pro Edit to use the reference image we created with Z-Image Turbo and generate like pictures of her laying in bed, walking on the beach, being in the city, drinking a matcha, etc. And with these two tools, we will set up our content bank for the Instagram posts, the Instagram stories and the Reddit posts. I already picked out a niche for this video. As niche, I choose Baywatch. As name, I choose Jasmine, age 23, location USA and a hobby beach volleyball. We want to go to Wavespeed desktop app. I like the desktop app more than the browser. Why? Because you can play Flappy Bird while waiting for the generation. So I forgot to mention that you have to go to the wavespeed.ai site. First you create an account, you add funds as well. When you're here, I will put a link in the bio, but when you're here, you go to the app and you download one of these. Depends on the software you're using. What you do then is you go to dashboard, you go to APY keys, you type a name here, you type create key, and this key here you copy, and the first time you open Wavespeed, you paste it inside of here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go in here, we're gonna use Z-Image Turbo. Oh yeah guys, I told you already, the link for this is down in the description. Just use the desktop app, it's just way better overall. You can have templates, you also have your history here. So now we need a prompt. We need to tell this generator how we want our girl to look. So here we will describe what we want. We will ask him to make a prompt and we will put it in Wavespeed. If the chick is not hot or she looks cooked, we will just write a new prompt. So for now I will write a prompt. Okay, so what we did is we basically told him, I want a prompt for the Z-Image Turbo. Always mention the generator you are using so it can like write the prompt knowing it's gonna use that generation model. We want a sexy blonde looking girl in her Baywatch outfit walking on the beach. She has blue eyes and is handsome. She looks young, realistic and picture looks amateurish. Full body picture. Okay, so he gives us this prompt. He also gives us a negative prompt, but I never use that in Wavespeed. It's better for using in ComfyUI, but we're not gonna use ComfyUI because ComfyUI is simply shit. We put on enable batch mode and we set it to 4, so it will generate 4 pictures, so we can choose the best one. Okay, so let's see. It generated 4 pictures as you see. Let's choose this one because you see like the full model in front. So this is a good picture. So what we do is we save this picture and we call it like reference Baywatch and we save this. What we do now, we open a new tab, we go to Seedream, and it's important you choose Seedream V4.5 edit, not edit sequential, edit, this one. Don't use the V4 edit or the sequential or the normal one, use the edit one, this one, double check it always. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna upload the reference image we just created here and we saved. Now we can start generating stuff we want for the Instagram stories or the posts. So let's say we have this girl, we want her in a black dress, like sitting on a table in the city somewhere. What we do is we go to ChatGPT and we tell him exactly what we want. So I'm now telling him I'm using Seedream and not Z-Image Turbo anymore. I tell him I input a reference image of the girl. I want her in a simple, classy black dress sitting at a table in a restaurant, a bit sexy. Focus on realism. And this one is the holy grail. Also add a little bit of grain to the picture. Why? Because the grain will instantly fix any errors that the generator had made in the skin texture or the realism. It will remove the plastic look. It will just perfect amateurish. So we put this here. He gives us this simple prompt. We put this here, and what we're gonna do is exactly the same as C image. We do batch generating and we click on run. It's really important to keep the prompt as simple as possible, because if you overcomplicate it, the generator will not exactly know what to do. It will like merge a couple of things. If like the generator is fully describing how the girl looks and everything, it will like generate based on the description of the prompt and not on the reference image. So you want to keep it simple, otherwise it's like generating a new girl while using the reference image, and you will not get like a fully realistic look of this image. So look at this. We only got 3, the 4th one is still generating, but these 3 are already great. Look at the detail, look at the skin, look at the realism, look at her face. Everything is perfect. This is why I tell you guys, you don't need Comfy UI anymore. Only thing you have to do now is like change the scenery, change the background, make it a little bit sexier, give her maybe a different type of dress, dye her hair other color. You can just change whatever you want, and it's just super simple. You just put one fucking reference image there. I deleted it, oops. And you get this. Like, how simple can it be? No Comfy UI, not prompting with run pods and setting up everything. Just simply generate a reference image, put it in Seedream, and it's done. You can also use Nano Banana Pro, but I mostly use it for realism or to fine-tune things. Okay, so now let's head back to our roadmap. We generated our first reference image with C Image Turbo and it came out perfect. Now we can use Seedream and Nano Banana Pro. We already used Seedream to create like the second image we created, this one. But for example, let's say you want an Instagram story. What you are gonna do is you go to Pinterest, you're gonna look for a picture you really like and you want your model in. So what I did is I went to Pinterest and I found this picture. This is like a perfect picture, the vibe, the background, everything. But this is not my model. This is a real person probably, or also someone that generated this model. So what we're gonna do, we put our reference image in, we put this image in, we give Seedream this prompt here. So what this is gonna do, it's gonna generate our model into this picture. Put a picture here, put your reference here, and generate a picture till it is generated completely and good. Look, perfect. Okay, so now let's take it a step further. We have this picture generated. I downloaded it already. Let's open a new Seedream. And now we're not gonna use a reference image. We're just gonna use a prompt, and this picture we just generated, and like make up our own idea of how we want it to turn out and what we want as a new output image. So there are 2 ways possible to do this. You have like the Pinterest method I showed you right here. Like how easy, this is probably the easiest one because you don't even have to have a good prompt. You just only put in this prompt. It works like every time and it gives you like a perfect like face swap, body swap. But now I'm gonna show you the way to. So what I'm gonna do, I go to upload picture and I upload this new reference picture we made, because this one looks very good and a little bit more sexy than this one. This one looks quite static. And we use this picture and we go to ChatGPT to write a prompt for us. So I went to ChatGPT and I asked, now write me a prompt for my reference picture, for the picture to be in a Polaroid picture laying on a table. So we have like a Polaroid vibe. And this is what it gave me. Just the negative prompt, you don't have to input that. We go back to wave speed. We do it like this. We do enable batch mode, batch settings to 4. It will generate 4 pictures for us, like the same thing we did with the Z image. And from there on, we will run it. And now we don't use like a reference image for the output. We just only use a reference image for how our girl looks. And the generator will decide on its own, with the help of our prompt, in which background, in which vibe it will put my girl. So it's done generating, and look, this is just fucking perfect. Look at these pictures, look at these pictures. These gave like look at these pictures. They give like the fucking old school vibe. Look at this. This is sexy as fuck. This would be like a perfect fucking Instagram story or something. These guys are going mad if they see this picture. Come on, look at this one. You don't even need to edit this. You can just use this as a profile picture. You can use this as a story. You can use it as an Instagram post. The only thing left with this method is literally the marketing. So let's summarize what we did. We created a niche, a name, an age, a location, and a hobby. Then we created the base model with the Z image turbo. Let's show you. That was this one. So let's say this is step 1. You can copy all the prompts if you want. We choose the best picture possible. Then we go back. We do step 2, seed-dream. What I did as first was go to Pinterest, search for a reference image. That was this one. To paste our model in, write the easy simple prompt. Keep the prompting simple, please. If you overcomplicate it, it doesn't know what to do anymore. If your prompt is gonna describe how the girl looks, it's gonna merge the generation and your reference image, because you don't have to describe it because you already have the input. So just only tell it like transport this image to that image. So this is how we actually set up our content bank for the Insta posts and for the Insta stories. I suggest you generate about 20 posts, 20 stories. And for the Reddit, I suggest you to do the same thing, but more seductive, and I cannot show that on YouTube. It's as simple as this, guys. That's why I tell you, all the guys out there telling you Comfy UI, join my mentorship, I will teach you this, I will teach you that. It's all fucking bullshit. I show it you here. You can literally do this in fucking 3 or 5 fucking minutes. It's easy, it's cheap, and it's very consistent. And the fun part is, look how consistent it is now. It's gonna be way more consistent in the fucking future. Don't burn your fingers on trying to use Comfy UI anymore. Come on, guys. So that's it. It's actually quite simple. If you get this right, if you have your content bank full of content, you can go to the marketing site. You can do the marketing stuff. There are a few really important steps when marketing, and I will explain that in a new video. It's about setting up your Instagram, setting up your socials, using a new phone, using a new iCloud, using data, how to use aged Instagram accounts, when to use them and when to not use them. All important stuff that all these gurus are selling for like $100, $200. I will all give this to you guys for free. Please, if you have any questions, comment down below. I will try to react to every one of you guys. And remember, guys, start creating, stop consuming. Peace out.